Yeah, we're really pleased to be able to announce next year's race calendar. We've been working on it for a while, and obviously it's been a big effort to get the 2020 Bennetts British Superbike Calendar completed almost by the skin of our teeth, as we see obviously the emerging picture across the UK with some of the restrictions going on. But it looks like we're going to get away with it, and the season going down to the wire, which with a tremendous battle for the championship. 5 riders mathematically, 4 perhaps more likely to be the championship challengers. So yeah, that will get 2020 boxed off, and then it's a big reset and reload, as we're calling it, for the 2021 season. We really wanted to think quite intelligently about the 2021 calendar, and talking to our teams and other partners to ensure there's good contingency. Obviously, we've got to be mindful of the current situation, and the key point that we thought would be the best solution for the 2021 season is just to push it a little further into the year itself. So traditionally we'd start Easter or April, certainly early April, but we're going to be cautious, but to move into the first weekend of May, which is the traditional May bank holiday Oulton Park festival type event. We think it's really important to start with an event that everyone knows the date, it's very established, and it will be a good place to reload the regularised situation of spectators at events. That's what we're aiming for. The result of that is it means that the month of April becomes free, and that will be used for testing. Teams have to test. Next year we've got a couple of manufacturers bringing out new models. Teams in the regular season would all trek off down to Spain in February and early March, and then we race in April. So by doing this, we take the pressure off that. There's some economic benefit to this, certainly for the teams. They don't have to go and do that, and they can use the month of April in a relaxed form, as much as racing can be relaxed, to run a series of 5 test tour events, as we call them, which will run at a number of circuits across the UK. And our objective would be that the public can attend these events. They've been starved of BSB track action for all of 2020. So this is a way of re-establishing the link between the championship and fans, with many of the traditional elements that you get at a race event, like pit walkabouts and things like that. That would be our objective for that. But more importantly, it means the teams can prepare for a championship season that will kick off Oulton Park on the first weekend of May. We then have a small period, a bit of a buffer period. Traditionally, it's when events like the Northwest 200 will take place. Obviously, we're unclear of what their plans are, but it does give us a little bit of a contingency again. If there's any reason why that first weekend should slip, and obviously we hope it doesn't, but we're just building in some contingency here. And then a regularised season starts in earnest from the second week in June, with an event at Thruxton that comes forward. So a slightly different time of the year for that event. And then we're back to the events that make up the mainstay of the championship. We go to Snetterton, then back to Knockhill, obviously missing this year. Then we come back to here to Brands Hatch, the summer Brands Hatch event, one of the biggest, if not the biggest of the year. That returns on the last weekend of July. Then Donington for the first of 2 visits, and it's on the corresponding weekend that we kicked off the 2020 season. Summer at Donington, it was a beautiful weekend on the great national circuit, which gave us all that drama. And then towards the end of August, it's back to the one that I know everyone talks about. It's the Cadwell Park event. So the mountain was again sorely missed this year. We'll be back jumping it in 20th to 22nd of August 2021. Then again, a couple of weekends off. We've got things like the British Motorcycle Grand Prix we would anticipate be around that sort of time, end of August. And anything else that's going on just gives a little bit of a respite to the teams. And then the final set of 4 races will restage to Silverstone, the Silverstone National Circuit, and then the final 3 events being Oulton Park for the annual second visit, Donington Grand Prix, and on the corresponding weekend that we're on right now, the end of the 2021 season on the fabulous Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. There is one notable omission. I think it's important that we just mention that, and that is no plans to go to Assen in 2021. Again, with the prevailing conditions, travel remains one of those variables, the logistics, and obviously the time away to go to an event such as Assen just adds a couple of days on each side. So, we're sorry not to be going to Assen. It's a fabulous circuit, Grand Prix standard. Some of the most classical moments in recent years of Bennetts British Superbikes have been fought out at Assen, and probably the last 200 metres at the chicane there. But we've had a great chat with the guys at Assen, and it's our intention that as soon as circumstances allow, it will hopefully return to the calendar for 2022. and we get our European dose of BSB action back on the calendar. But very satisfying to be able to make the remarks and the commitment to a 2021 season. We desperately miss the fans. Everything in our plans is done to give the best situation for full racetracks in 2021. We can't wait to see the fans return for the reload of fans to BSB in 2021.